curious.
Yeah.
By the time we get this figured out, we'll be back to in-person meetings. So what the heck?
I think there's some truth to that.
And I asked Brielle just to send me an invite to click on here, so it's just easier for me versus signing on the other way. So I'll be a silent observer as best I can.
Okay. Now I know there is something to that. There's something of having an invite forwarded to you versus opening it directly in your calendar, because
Catlin actually sent this to me in my calendar. So
okay, very good.
I should have the same invite as you guys, it looks like.
Okay. And we have another esteemed member of the building committee now joining us.
Which one is that?
Sheriff, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, and you had to ask that, Rick?
I saw you were online, Jesse. I was just kidding.
Yeah. How are you guys today? Hope that's good.
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, actually. I'm getting all caught up on everything here, and I actually had the opportunity this morning to get in the car and go out and visit with the public a little bit out in Kindred and Davenport and Horace, and
Nice.
I had gotten away from that for a little while because of some of the COVID concerns from the community, and then just with how busy we got. But in the past, I had always tried to every Friday, at least in the morning time, go out somewhere out in the county and visit with the citizens and get some feedback on how we're doing and what they'd like to see more of, what they'd like to see less of course. Sometimes I get a little bit more of the less than the more on traffic stuff and things like that, but it's always a good thing to just get out and go visit again.
Well, I think if the last couple of months has shown us anything, is the value of community policing.
Yep, nope, and we get it's really, really good feedback. So everyone is happy with what we're doing, and they don't, they obviously aren't under the mindset of defunding us by any means or having us do something different. So tells us that we're doing good things right as far as I can see.
Yeah. I'm just texting Chad right now because I've been communicating back and forth with him last hour or so. And then I'll see if
Dwayne? Is Dwayne on the building committee as well?
Yes, he is. I'm checking in with him too.
Yeah, it looks like we need one more person for a quorum, so.
It'd be nice to have the chair there.
Well, he's texting me now, so I'm guessing he'll be here shortly.
Yeah.
What? He just said he sent me a Teams meeting and says he can't talk.
Yeah, he's having issues again. I don't know what Chad's deal is. I'm guessing he's on his iPhone again, which last time we told him that's the issue. So I don't know.
All right.
I'm trying to message with him right now too to
Okay.
figure this out.
You message with him. I will see if I can get a hold of Commissioner Breitling.
Rick, are you going out to your lake this weekend?
Well, that's an interesting question. If you look at my background, you might be able to tell I'm here, actually.
Oh, okay, you know what? Good for you, because it's really nice today and it's supposed to be really nice tomorrow.
I know. I missed a beautiful day when I was in town for meetings on Wednesday. So, but oh well.
Yeah, it's you know what? If it's during
How we
the week,
doing? This is Chad.
Commissioner, very good. Okay.
All right.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear and I can speak. It's neato. I guess I'll call Terry or text Terry after this because I have Teams meetings, you know this, Robert, that work perfectly. The only ones that don't work are Cass County, so it's a setting that we have somewhere. We need to get rid of whatever that setting is, or We need to ask our friends with Fargo or CH2 of Hill or more, whatever they do, and have their IT guys do this for us. This is crazy.
I don't know, because we've got enough of them that work without an issue that we'll figure that out.
The only one that doesn't work is whatever Terry has for a setting. Turn that setting off.
Yeah, what I was gonna mention, Rick, is that you should plan your lake time during the week, because it's usually nicest during the week and not very nice on the weekends.
We're gonna get lucky this weekend, though.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if we can stall just another moment, I just sent Commissioner Breitling an email. I'm going to put myself on mute for a moment and try and give him a call.
Yeah, and it looks like we might not have any, we might actually get a weekend off when we don't have any marches this weekend that I've seen so far. So that would be good.
Have you heard anything for the 4th yet?
I heard that they're supposed to do something on the 4th or do a march somewhere, but I haven't heard where that is. And I'm kind of hoping that they wouldn't do it that day, but it's be tough to, depending on what they're going to do, staff that with it being a holiday and different things.
I've got an idea. Just don't issue the permit.
They
Yeah.
haven't been asking for a permit. They've just been going.
Yeah.
I get it. I was being a little facetious.
Yep. And my thing is that every time that a march happens, then people are getting things, and that encourages more marches.
Yep.
It would be interesting to find out how the other ones, like the St. Patrick's Day Parade and all these other people that are asked to pay. I think the paying thing is gone from now on. I think the city of Fargo is going to forego or have to forego pretty much everything they've been doing, which is too bad. So city taxpayers get to pay for all the parades now.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how you make other people do it now if some didn't have to.
That's
Right.
right. It's just good luck.
Equal justice, right? That's what we're talking about.
Yep. Treat everybody fair. And I actually kind of agree. It's kind of silly to some degree, but I don't know how you can start charging people.
So, Mr. Chair, this is going to be a judgment call for you. I just reached out to Commissioner Breitling, got his wife, and she's going to try and track him down, but I don't know how quickly we're going to be able to get him on the line. Sounds like he might be in the house, but she's looking for him. So
I think we just go because we've got a 232, Robert.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Exactly.
230 also.
Yep.
So, yep, I would say let's just go.
Okay. Would you like me to lead this, or do you plan to?
Yeah, please do.
Okay. Well, I will for the opening, the call to order, roll call members. I would first of all just thank everybody for joining us on this special building committee meeting on Friday afternoon, and would turn it over to Brielle for the roll call.
Okay, Mr. Peterson,
I am here.
Mr. Breitling, Mr. Montplaisir,
Here.
Mr. Wilson,
Here.
Mr. Johnner,
Here.
Ms. Huffman.
Okay. And I was just looking back at my chat log over here, and that's just the back and forth with Chad and Catlin. So I don't think there are any other messages that I'm missing. First off, it's been a little while since we've had a meeting of the building committee. So we have, for the consideration of the board, meeting minutes from the previous meeting on April 11th of 2019. Is there a motion to accept?
Peterson, motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second, Montplaisir.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, item number 2, and this is a little bit unique in the circumstances that it comes before the building committee for this special meeting, but over the last month or so, the commission and more directly myself and Chair Peterson have been looking at the availability of funds related to the CARES Act and funding that's available to local municipalities to mitigate and prevent spread of COVID-19. And there's a pot of funds available through the state that municipalities and counties can apply for various mitigation activities. And one of the things that we had to do through that application process was submit initial information for funding requests earlier this month. And I am sorry if the committee would permit me to pause real quick. Commissioner Breitling is calling me on my phone. I'll be right back. Okay, I apologize for that, and I will follow up with Commissioner Breitling. He had not seen my email invite or the supporting materials. So I will jump back into my my description that we had beginning of this month. We had to submit our plans to the state OMB office of how we would utilize COVID-19 CARES funds. And one of the stipulations of this was that funds had to be expended by the end of the year. And obviously, when you're looking at a facility expansion project, that's a very, very short timeline. We brought this to the commission at the last meeting on June 15th. We were also working with the same architect, Klein McCarthy, that performed the space needs study for the jail intake expansion about a year ago, and indicated that because of the emergency time frame, we had started working with Klein McCarthy to define the terms of an agreement to design this expansion, but we just were not at the point of being ready to bring a final draft agreement forward for consideration. So the action of the board on the 15th was to authorize the chair to sign an agreement once finalized with the concurrence of the building committee. So that brings us to today. We got the drafts passed back and forth between my office, Klein McCarthy, had them reviewed legally, have them in final form now, and consistent with the action of the commission on the 15th, are now bringing the draft or the final version of the agreement to the building committee here today. So all of you should have received the final draft version of that agreement. I sent that out yesterday. So that is information that most of you have probably heard at least once before, but I felt like it was necessary to just articulate why we are having this special meeting and the authorization that was provided by the full board. So I would open it up for any questions, first of all. And my computer glitched just a bit, but hearing no questions, I would wonder if there is a motion to authorize the chair to sign the agreement with Klein McCarthy for design services of the jail intake expansion project.
So moved, Montplaisir.
Is there a second?
Yep, Peterson second.
Okay. Any discussion? Sheriff, I think you might have said something, but you might have been on mute there.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was just going to second it.
I guess
Okay.
for discussion, Robert, just to let everybody in the committee know, we've been turned down, as I think most of us are aware, by the state, but I think in my mind, that doesn't preclude us from at least proceeding with some of the basics on this project. I think that we did some good schematic work before, but we still need more work done, and I think we can actually minimize the expense far, far, far below the $200,000. But I do think we can progress in a logical fashion with, like I said, needful design. And if the state comes back and gives us money, great, which I'm not anticipating. But again, we're not throwing money down the drain here. This is a project I think we need. So there's that.
Mr. Chair, will you take a question from the audience?
Absolutely.
This is Rick. When you say they turned you down, is it deferred or did they take action and turn it down? I was under the understanding they didn't approve any of these expenditures at this point. They wanted to gather all of them up first and then see what they had.
I think, no, my understanding is essentially they're saying FEMA is going to say no to everything. So they've turned them down. I'm going to still reapply. I shouldn't say I would like us to still reapply, but the reality is I think they're probably going to say no.
Okay.
But again, that's why I'm hoping everything changes, but if they don't, they don't.
All right, thanks.
And this is Robert. I would just add to that we did hear back from the State Office of Management and Budget yesterday that it appears that FEMA would turn us down for this, and the recommendation was to withdraw the FEMA application. That doesn't preclude us from being awarded the actual CARES funds. The FEMA application was essentially a belt and suspenders application that potentially you apply for FEMA funds. FEMA pays up to 75%, and then CARES is used to cover the remaining 25%. If that request or application fails, then you could move forward for 100% application through CARES Act funds. Again, we've had some indication that potentially we might not be successful on the CARES Act funds either, but really concurrently as we got that notification, we also had communication with our state association that there's an opportunity and a request to set up a meeting with the director of the Department of Management and Budget to continue these discussions specific to CAS. So there's a number of moving parts that are still in play at this point, and that's where we're at the moment. So again, we have a motion on the table and a second, and would look for all in favor of approving the motion, please say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion passes. Okay, that is the sole item that we had on the agenda for this special meeting, and with the rather strict requirements of not addressing topics that are not on a special meeting agenda, I think we would be in a position to adjourn. I would ask for if there are any other comments, questions before we do that.
Just one. See most of you in 10 minutes.
Yep.
All right, very
Sounds
good. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
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 All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you very much. We'll see most of you in 10 minutes.
Bye.
Chad, you got time for a quick question?
Yeah.
Are you okay with us pulling the FEMA app on